It started as a joke I didn't think through. We were sitting around the dinner table after one of those long evenings where conversation gets lazy and people say things just to keep the air moving. My husband, Adam, had invited his longtime friend Marcus over. The three of us had shared food, laughter, and a couple of glasses of wine. The mood felt harmless, familiar, safe. Marcus had always been confident in a quiet way. He listened more than he spoke, smiled at the right moments, never tried to dominate a room. Adam, on the other hand, liked to tease, to show off stories from their younger days, to remind everyone that they had known each other since college. I had heard most of those stories before, sometimes twice. At some point, Adam made a joke about how Marcus always got more attention from women back in the day. He laughed loudly, nudging Marcus with his elbow. "You remember how you used to say it was all confidence?" Adam said. "Like that's all it takes." I rolled my eyes, half smiling. Maybe it was the wine. Maybe it was the boredom of hearing the same jokes. Without thinking, I added, or maybe it was because he was just bigger. The room went silent in a way that felt sudden and sharp. Adam's laugh cut off mid-breath. Marcus froze, his glass halfway to his lips. I felt the weight of my words land before I fully understood what I had said. I tried to laugh it off. I mean confidence-wise, I added quickly, but the damage was already done. Adam's face had changed. Not angry, not shocked, just very still. Marcus cleared his throat and set his glass down. "I should probably head out," he said softly, standing up. He didn't look at either of us. Adam nodded once without speaking. I watched Marcus grab his jacket and leave, the door clicking shut behind him with a finality that made my stomach twist. As soon as we were alone, I turned to Adam. "It was just a joke," I said. "You know that, right?" Adam didn't answer immediately. He stood up, gathered the empty plates, and carried them to the sink. He rinsed one slowly, deliberately, as if giving himself time. I followed him into the kitchen, suddenly nervous. "Adam," I pressed. He turned around then and looked at me in a way I hadn't seen before, calm to calm. "Do you really think that's the kind of thing you joke about?" he asked. "I didn't mean it like that," I said quickly. "It just came out wrong." He nodded, wiping his hands on a towel. "That's usually how the truth comes out," he said. That stung. "So now you think I meant it." "I think," he said slowly, "that you didn't consider who you were hurting. Or why." We didn't talk much that night after that. He went to bed early. I stayed up, replaying the moment over and over, wishing I could rewind 10 seconds and keep my mouth shut. The next morning, Adam was polite but distant. He kissed my cheek before work, asked if I wanted coffee, talked about traffic. Everything sounded normal, but it felt like there was a wall between us I couldn't see yet couldn't cross. That afternoon, my phone buzzed with a message from Marcus. "I'm sorry about last night," it read. I didn't mean to make things awkward. My heart dropped. I typed back quickly. It was my fault. I shouldn't have said that. There was a pause before he replied. Adam seemed more hurt than I expected. That sentence stayed with me. Not angry, hurt. That evening, when Adam came home, I decided not to avoid it. "Marcus texted me," I said carefully. "He feels bad." Adam looked at me, surprised. "Why is he texting you?" "He just wanted to clear the air," I said. I told him it was my fault. Adam sighed and sat down. "You know what stunned me?" he said quietly. I waited. "Not the joke," he continued. "The fact that you were comfortable enough to make it." I frowned. "What do you mean?" "It means you've thought about it," he said, not accusing, just stating. Enough to joke about it in front of me. I felt defensive rise in my chest. "Thinking isn't doing," I said. "Everyone has thoughts." "True," he said. "But respect is choosing which ones you share." I sat across from him, suddenly aware of how fragile things felt. "I respect you," I said. "I love you." "I know," he said. That's why it hurt. We talked for a long time that night about insecurity, about how jokes can cut deeper than insults because they pretend to be harmless. He admitted that he had always compared himself to Marcus in small ways he never talked about. I admitted that I hadn't realized how sensitive that ground was. What Marcus said to me before he left, Adam added quietly, was that he'd never want to come between us. That stunned me, because it made me realize how close I came to letting something stupid create distance. That was when I understood what truly mattered wasn't the joke itself, but what it revealed. How easily carelessness can expose cracks you didn't know were there. It didn't fix everything overnight. Trust rarely works that way. But we became more careful with our words after that, more aware of the quiet weight they carry. Sometimes I think back to that moment at the table and feel embarrassed. Other times, grateful. Because what Adam said stunned me into realizing that love isn't just about what you feel, it's about what you choose not to say, too.